All right, today we're going to uncork the story of a single grape, one that's traveled the world, changed its name more than a few times, and, it might just be the perfect grape for our future. We are diving into the amazing story of Garnacha. So here's a fascinating question, right? Garnacha is one of the most widely planted red grapes on the entire planet. And yet, for a lot of people, it kind of flies under the radar. It's a global superstar hiding in plain sight, and we're about to figure out why. So, at its core, Garnacha is Spanish. It's got this incredible Mediterranean soul. It's so expressive, you can almost taste the sun-drenched places it comes from in every single glass. From these big, powerful reds, all the way to crisp, super vibrant rosés. To really get what Garnacha is all about, we have to go back to the beginning. We've got to start where its story began, in its native homeland of Spain. Our journey starts in Aragon, a historic region up in northeastern Spain. We've got evidence that suggests Garnacha was being grown here way back, as far back as the 15th century. This is ground zero, the original place that shaped this grape's essential character. But here's what's so cool. Even in its own backyard, Garnacha is a total chameleon. It just refuses to be one single thing. Depending on the soil, the altitude, the winemaker's style, it shows you these completely different, really exciting sides of its personality. And just look at this incredible contrast. Over in Priorat, Garnacha is grown on these steep, slate slopes they call licorella. The soil is so poor that the vines have to struggle, digging their roots deep down, and all that hard work concentrates the flavors, creating these powerful, intense, mineral-driven wines. But then, you go over to Navarra, and that exact same grape is used to make some of the world's most famous rosés, just vibrant, fresh, and bursting with fruit. It's the same grape, but with two totally different personalities. And this isn't just about versatility. We're talking about some serious history and quality here. In Spanish regions like Carignan, some of the Garnacha vines are over a century old. Think about that. These old vines, they don't produce a lot of grapes, but the ones they do yield are just exceptionally concentrated and complex. They make these truly remarkable wines that really reflect generations of winemaking. So, from Spain, this super adaptable hero started a global journey. As it spread across the Mediterranean and then way beyond, it started picking up new names and developing completely new styles. As Garnacha started putting down roots in new countries, it kind of took on a local identity. In France, especially down in the Rhone Valley, it became known as Grenache. Then, on the Italian island of Sardinia, they call it Cannonau. Every name comes with its own unique history and its own special way of expressing the grape. This chart really breaks down what I like to call Garnacha's different international accents. In Spain, you get those classic earthy notes, lots of red fruit and spice. In France, as Grenache, it gets a bit darker. Dark fruit, herbal notes, what they call garrigue. And then you go to Australia? Whoa. It turns into this juicy, bold wine with flavors of ripe raspberry and sometimes even a little chocolate. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? Garnacha began as this treasure of Spain, but because it's so adaptable, it was able to travel the world and win over wine lovers everywhere. It really proved it's a grape for a global palate. Okay, so we've traced its history, we've followed its travels, but what does that mean for you at the dinner table? Let's talk about how to actually enjoy Garnacha with food. Honestly, one of Garnacha's greatest strengths is its incredible versatility with food. It doesn't matter if you have a young, fruity bottle or a more complex, aged one, there is a perfect dish just waiting to be matched with it. Its balance of fruit and spice and those moderate tannins just make it so food-friendly. And pairing it is wonderfully simple. If you've got a lighter, younger Garnacha, just think Spanish tapas. The saltiness of jamón ibérico or the nuttiness of manchego cheese is a fantastic match. But if you're opening something a little bolder, a little more aged, go bigger. It can stand up beautifully to rich dishes like roasted lamb or these flavorful hearty stews. So, what is next for our well-traveled hero? In a world that's changing pretty rapidly, Garnacha is facing both new challenges and some really incredible new opportunities. And this resilience is absolutely key for its future. See, Garnacha has a natural superpower. It has a high tolerance for heat, and it's naturally resistant to drought. And those are characteristics that make it exceptionally well-suited to thrive in a warming global climate. But that resilience is definitely going to be tested. The challenge is pretty clear. Extreme weather and rising temperatures, they're a threat. But the opportunities are just as significant. There's this growing movement to preserve its historic old vines, and winemakers are innovating like crazy with sustainable practices to help make sure Garnacha has a future for generations to come. Which kind of leaves us with a final thought. Garnacha is an ancient grape with a long, rich history, but its resilience, its versatility, and its deep connection to the land, well, it all feels incredibly modern. In a world that values authenticity and sustainability, maybe, just maybe, this old traveler is the perfect grape for our future.